Welcome to Forgotten Video Store, the podcast where we go to the rental store of the same name in North Hollywood and pick out one of their unique movies that you can't find anywhere else on the planet. I'm your host, David Murto, aka Daddy Big Cup. And my guest this time is a TV writer and a fellow of the Fred Rogers Production Writers Neighborhood, who has more recently written for Moonbug Entertainment. They're big. They're like, they do Cocomelon and Blippi and like
That's
big.
true.
It's
they
big.
do some of the big stuff, yeah.
Anise Overton is here. Anise, thanks so much for going to the video store with me.
Thank you so much for taking me. It was like my first time at a video store for probably, 20 years.
Wow, yeah. It's
I
not as often anymore.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go to Vidiots over here.
Vidiots
Haven't
is very
gotten around
cool.
to it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
Cool screenings there, yeah.
Yeah, I need to go. I really need to go.
Anise, I'm experimenting with doing like a hard-hitting interview section of the podcast.
Incredible. I'm ready to be hit.
Okay, welcome to the interrogation chamber.
Okay.
I might put like intense music or something in here.
Incredible.
Do you like coffee?
No.
Okay. Do you like Elvis Costello?
Also, no.
Yeah, me neither. And that was the interrogation chamber.
Oh my god, I'm sweating. I'm
Is
sweating.
that a good segment?
Absolutely.
Cool. So the movie you picked out today was called Le Banane est devenu brune.
That sounds right to me. I don't know. I don't speak French.
I don't either. Why'd you pick out a French movie then? If you do you have any connection to French culture at all?
No. I've seen a couple of French films.
Sure.
I
Amélie.
haven't. Nope.
Oh yeah, check that out.
But other ones.
Okay.
But no, I was watching, one of my favorite films of the last year was Arco, which was like French animated children's film. I was like, awesome, incredible. That and the fact that at my job, I work with like a lot of film bros. Like just a lot of film bros of all stripes.
They like Christopher Nolan.
They like Christopher Nolan, and they like deep cut movies, and they're always like, Anise, have you heard of this? Have you seen this? And I'm like, no, I haven't. So I was like, what if I go for like a really deep cut?
And you're going to be like, have you guys seen Le Banane est devenu brune?
Exactly.
And they'll be like,
They'll be like, no, they're going to be afraid of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
gonna
that's how I
alpha
assert
them.
dominance. Yes, exactly.
So yeah, this is a French movie from 1973.
Before my time.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet either.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. The title loosely translated means, I think, the banana's gone brown. Mm-hmm. Just not something you want.
No,
from a
already
banana.
disgusting.
Directed by a gentleman named Jacques Rivette.
Yeah.
Directed Celine and... What was that movie called? Celine and Julia Go Boating? It's a pretty good movie.
Again, we're getting into the fact that I don't know anything. I'm not a film bro.
No. Is film bro a unisex term? Or
Yes.
there's also
For
female?
me, it is, yeah.
So let's get into the movie a little bit. We watched it. It was in French, like we said. It's subtitled. Mm-hmm. It starts out and it's kind of a apartment building in. It seems like Paris. I don't know anything about France really.
I
But,
couldn't name another French city, so we're going to say it's Paris.
and there's a 10-year-old girl by the name of Celeste, and she lives with her single dad. They're always talking about like, what was my mom like? And we quickly learn like, oh, she doesn't know her mom at all.
Yeah.
She left when she was really young. And the dad is very cagey, like, oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, like there are no photos of her, like he won't tell her mom's name, like nothing. It's like really sad.
It is sad. And I'm like, is this one of those depressing movies?
Yeah.
I was bummed out.
I thought, it's a kid's film. It's going to be a little more upbeat than that. But, like, I don't know, kids' film, they get to some dark places, like, truly.
So, and she wants a macaron for her snack. Like, I'm hungry, I want a macaron. And he's like, we don't have any, eat this banana. And she's like, I don't want that banana, it's gone brown. Hey, that's the title of the movie. He gives her the banana sensor to her room.
Yeah.
She starts chomping on that banana. She's got like a pile of stuff under her bed, right? She's like starts sorting through the pile of stuff as she's chomping on the banana, chomp, chomp, chomp. And they do like a close up on the banana on the brown parts at the bottom, right? And it's kind of like a ticking clock, like, oh, what's she gonna do when she gets to that brown part of that banana?
Yeah. Is she going to throw it away like I would?
But she's rifling through her stuff and she finds like her class picture, right?
Yeah.
there's a cute boy in there, and she kind of does like the shape of a heart with her finger around this cute boy.
Yeah, we should say she's like 10.
Yeah, she's like 10. So this is like total innocent schoolgirl crush.
Yeah.
She goes, Pierre. And then that's when she kind of absentmindedly chomps into the banana and she takes a big old bite of the brown part.
So nasty. It gets really close up. It's so squishy. It's so weird because at first, like, we're watching this, the vibe is bad. It's like so melancholy, and we didn't know what it was about. Like, I didn't really read the back, mostly because it was in French. And then she bites this banana, and Pierre is, like, in her room. Like, no smoke and mirrors, no, like, sound effects. Like, he just pops up there. I can't snap. I tried to snap.
I can't snap either. That's as good as I can get.
That was kind of cool.
I was in a show choir for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that requires a lot of snapping. And I never got
You
it.
just fake it till you make it. And sometimes you don't make it. And they don't tell you that.
But that's the thing, is I didn't have to worry about being on the beat with the rest of the crew, because I'm like, no one's going to hear that anyway.
Okay. So in a way, it kind of helped you.
Thank you.
But yeah,
like you said, so it's like the moment she bites into the brown part of the banana.
Like as if he was always there. Like we just cut, he's there, she's just staring at him, banana in mouth, like.
And he's like looking completely lost.
Yeah.
Like, because who knows what he was doing.
Right.
This is the boy she has a crush on.
Yeah.
So her heart is pounding and she does a big gulp. As soon as she does that gulp, he's gone.
Yeah.
So they probably shot it with like the camera like on a tripod and just like cut, hold, and have the girl hold completely still, bring the boy in.
Yeah. Like, but it looks seamless.
It does.
It's like,
it looks good. But like you said, there's no flash of light. There's no smoke. There's no even sound effects. It's just like he's
almost
there.
like it's normal. Like it's a normal thing that happened. And then she swallows it. He's gone. She is like freaking out. She thinks she's hallucinating.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There was.
She goes to the encyclopedia, finds banana, because she's like, is there like psychotropic properties to a banana?
Yeah. Like if it gets too bad, if it gets too brown, does it start to like,
affect your mind? She goes under side effects, because you know how in the encyclopedia all the foods have side effects.
Yeah.
And it's like
the cyanide and the apple seeds or whatever. Like eat this. Like if you eat 5,000 of them, you'll die. It's like, okay.
Is that true?
Yeah, there's like cyanide in apple seeds, like, but it's so little that it would take like a lot of them to actually kill you.
Now my wife like has been telling me they're really healthy, and she's always like mixing me up apple seed smoothies. She puts about 1,000 in there.
Okay. I mean, you're not dead yet.
Maybe she's onto something that's making me stronger.
Is that cyanide is good for you in small doses, and that's what they don't tell you.
A lot of these, it feels like a lot of things are okay in moderation.
Exactly. Most drugs, most poisons. I'm not a doctor. Listen.
Heroin?
Probably.
Yeah, just
almost
a little
certainly.
taste.
Yeah.
But anyway, the next day at school, she notices that Pierre is giving her some weird looks. And so this lends credence to the theory that like something actually did happen.
Yeah.
Right? It seems like he had some sort of experience also when she was in her room like that.
Which is also kind of a reveal to the audience, because like since there's no kind of effect to go with his appearance, like I also thought like, oh, she's just imagining this boy.
I'm like, she's daydreaming about her crush, right? It was her reaction really after it happened when she was like, "Gua, gua, 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 gua."
Very French. He's giving her these weird looks. I mean, she has to address it, but it's such a weird thing to address, because how do you tell your crush like, did you teleport into my room last night? But he keeps giving her these looks. So as they're going to lunch, she kind of sidles up to him and she's like, did anything kind of happen last night? How was your night? How are you doing? And finally he's like, something really weird happened.
I was just reading a book.
Yeah.
And for a second, I thought I was in a really messy room.
Yeah.
And so now she's like doubly embarrassed.
And she doesn't say anything because she's like, she's so stunned. So he starts to think that he had some sort of experience. He's like, never mind.
Right, yeah.
He runs off and she's standing there like, okay, something happened. Like something happened. So now she's going to like, she has to figure it out. She goes home. We got to see
what... And she's like, she gets out her record player and she's like, I'm going to play the same song from yesterday. Frère Jacques, That's like French people
The
go
only song
nuts
they
for
have.
that song.
Yeah. They turn up for that for sure.
And so she's like, oh, that doesn't work. Maybe I have to be sitting on the bed in this specific way. And like, maybe this is because we know what the title of the movie is, but I thought it was very obvious she needed the banana for this.
Yeah. You know, she came up, like, bolts to her room after class. So her dad is like, wait, you haven't eaten yet? Like, knocking on her door, like, here, take another brown banana. Like, you just got home from school. And she was like, I don't want a brown banana. Now I want macaroons, not macarons. And he was like, you'll get neither. Eat
so
this brown
a
banana.
macaron is the little the sandwich cookie.
Yes,
and
sandwich
a macaroon
cookie,
is
almond
like
flour.
The
coconut
one. Yeah.
Yes,
Both excellent.
Both excellent. Neither she's getting.
Right.
She's getting a brown banana. It's all they can afford.
Right. So she starts chowing down on this banana and she says, I'll never figure out how this thing works.
Yeah.
Even if I were a genius like Albert Einstein. And takes a big bite of the banana.
And it's like very on the nose. But like, again, it's for kids. I don't actually know like what the target audience was. Like it gave a kid's vibe, but like, I don't know. It's so on the nose that it's like, oh, is this for like 6-year-olds? What are we doing here?
French movies can be a little confusing. Did you see that movie, The Red Balloon? This is a film bro move.
And I didn't. So you got me again, film bro.
Yeah, that's like all ages. It's good for kids, but I feel like you appreciate it a lot more in adulthood. Maybe that's what the tone that this movie's kind of going for.
Very that. Yeah. Because like some of these things are like that, totally on the nose, and then some of them are just like super, super sad, like the beginning. And it's like, oh, okay, what's the vibe here?
So basically, like we said, she says like, I'll never figure it out, even if I were a genius like Albert Einstein. Takes a bite of the banana. Who pops up in her room? Albert Einstein himself.
There we go.
And she's kind of like, And he's a genius, so he can
knows.
Tell right away what's going on.
He's been studying this.
Right, he has his chalk out, and he starts drawing on her wall kind of a chart of her with like a thought bubble, thinking of a person and taking a chomp of the banana, and he says, but only the brown part, you know, and it's only the brown part that's the magic part, apparently. And then she has something to say, so she kind of like spits the banana out back into her hand, but as soon as she does that,
gone.
Einstein's gone.
But the chalk is still there. So
right,
now
so
she knows like,
this is real.
oh, this is real. Yeah.
She tries to put the banana back in her mouth, but it kind of doesn't work that way.
It's a one bite magic, like, but now she's starting to figure it out. She's looking at this chalk on her walls. And it's kind of giving her this idea, like, if I can bring anyone I think of to my room with, like, this brown banana, can I figure out who my mom is? Like, can I bring her here? And so I was like, oh, okay, it's all coming together. Like, low-key, that was really sweet. I don't know, I wanted her to succeed. I was like, oh, okay, how is she going to figure out who her mom is if her dad won't tell her anything?
She has to think of someone specific, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't know anything about her mom, so she doesn't in fact, she tries, she's like, mom. And she takes a bite and nothing happens. And so, like, she needs more to go on. But there's a sequence where she's kind of, like, testing the limits. Charles de Gaulle. And she takes a big bite. And then, like, Charles de Gaulle is there. And he's like, a little girl. And then she swallows a banana. She's like, oh, what happens? Joan of Arc. And she takes a bite.
Now, this part's messed up. This part is actually really gross. Because she takes the bite for Joan of Arc. And it's literally just a bunch of, like, bones. Corpse decaying, rotting in her bedroom. And I was like, oh, my God. That's so nasty.
So we're kind of getting the rules of this magic spell. It's like there's no time travel element to it, really.
Yeah.
I guess you have to have their name. Is that it, really?
That's what it seems like name, kind of image of them, thinking of that person in your mind. It can't be like a general, like, oh, that person I passed on the street. Like, that's not specific enough for the banana, it seems like.
Do you ever burp yourself?
No, not really.
After I had a kid, I'm like,
you're like, wait.
Something's wrong. You just burp and he feels better. I'm like, why don't I just do that to myself? Like,
so
I can do it. And so I've been doing that ever since. It feels good. Get one stuck.
You learn a lot from a 2-year-old, it seems like.
Yeah, I do. So she's basically thinking, who would know my mother, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the family doctor, like maybe it's like brings him in, and she knows by now she has to keep the brown bit of banana in her mouth.
Yeah, so she's like talking with her mouth full of like mushed up banana Disgusting.
Did you ever know my mother?
Oh, so
It's like,
gross.
what? What is that? Why am I... What? I was seeing a patient.
Yeah.
And she, did you ever know my mother?
That patient, probably dying. Who's to say?
Because he's like, his scrubs are all covered in blood and
Yeah.
stuff. He was probably like mid-operation.
It's a bad one. It's a bad one. But that's not what's important here. What's important is finding out about her mother. The doctor is so disoriented. It seems like he does know something, but he's not like recalling a name. He's like, I don't know. Like, I knew someone who lived at this address. I knew, like, yes, I knew your mother. She delivered you. Like, I delivered you from her, whatever doctor terms are. But, like, he's not really giving her anything, like, concrete.
So she lets him go by swallowing the banana, and he presumably saves his patient's life.
Yeah, hopefully. But again, not the purview of this movie. Not our problem.
Hi, Breakfast.
Hi, Breakfast.
What a good cat.
She's a delight. She's a
Beautiful
delight and a
colors.
treasure. Yes, I know, right? I was in awe when I first saw her. That's a
Breakfast on the mic.
Hello.
So basically, Celeste is like, well, the doctor said he delivered me in this apartment, right? So my mother
Yeah.
had to have lived here
Yeah.
when I was a little baby. She decides, oh, I'm going to bring in the landlord. And he comes in, but right as he comes in, she starts talking about, like, where is the manager of their apartment complex 10 years ago when I was born? And then the dad walks in, sees what's going on. She's caught red-handed, right?
Yeah.
And then she, like, swallows the banana. The landlord disappears without giving her the information she needs. But basically now the dad knows something is up. And he's like, I've been waiting for this day.
Awesome.
So he knows something that she doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Her dad basically says, like, you need to explain what this is all about. And she just kind of instinctively knows, like, this is a secret I should keep.
Yeah.
Right?
She's
and
like,
she's
something's not right. The energy that he's
right.
coming with is like...
He's very aggressive. Like, why, if he knew something was up with her, presumably her whole life, why did he never tell her?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But he sees the chalk drawing that Einstein did, and he's like, this is clear as day. You think of the person you want to see, and you take the bite of the brown part of the banana, and while it's in your mouth before you swallow it or spit it out, that person appears in front of you.
Yeah.
And I need you to do it now and bring me Bridget Bardot. Now,
I was like, whoa, that's a huge get for this movie.
yeah, Bridget Bardot, massive star, 60s and 70s French cinema, who we learned later had some problematic ideas. She died recently, right? Bridget Bardot.
She...
And was it like Chaperone? Someone like was posting about like, oh, Bridget Bardot icon.
I
And then like
remember
people were like,
this.
actually Bridget Bardot was really Islamophobic and she like argued against interracial marriage
Yeah.
and like made a bunch of homophobic comments and stuff like this. And it's like, she was pretty
bad.
pretty
not
bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, this movie like came out before all that came out.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. But anyway, so the dad wants Celeste to bring Bridget Bardot to him. And so Celeste is like, what, are you some sort of kidnapper? Are you
Yeah.
a blackmailer? Like,
Why do you... She's trying to figure out why.
and he's basically like, I'm going to lock you in this room until you bring me Bardot. So they're like arguing and it's getting very heated. And
Yeah.
then you kind of see like a light bulb moment with Celeste. And so we know she's up to something, but she's like, okay, I'll bring you Bridget Bardot. I just need to see a newspaper first.
Yeah. She was like,
That's
maybe...
part of it. Einstein didn't know that when he drew the chalk thing. I need to see a newspaper and bring me a new banana with a brown part.
Yeah. She's like, I need to see a picture of them. Like, can you find her in the paper? He's like, okay.
Yeah, she's in the paper all the time.
Yeah, of course.
So her dad brings her the paper and she's like flipping real quick and finds like a police notices or whatever and the name of a police officer, like an arresting officer in there. And so she's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm about to summon Bridget Bardot. Takes a big bite of the brown piece of the banana, but then the police officer shows up.
The dad, he's like shocked. The police officer, much like everyone who gets teleported into the room, doesn't know what's going on, but he recognizes the dad.
Yeah.
And it turns out the dad is not her dad. Not
No.
only was he trying to kidnap Bridget Bardot, he kidnapped Celeste.
Right.
A long time ago, he's been on the run. He's been hiding out in this apartment that used to belong to her, both her mother and now her father, who we don't know about because this isn't her father.
Right.
Like, whole plot twist. This officer is like, you're coming with me, but he has been teleported. So she's trying to chew this banana as slowly as possible so that he can make this arrest. Just as he gets the handcuffs on, she has to swallow the banana.
Right.
He goes away. Now it is just the two of them.
But the dad's in handcuffs.
He still has the handcuffs on, which is interesting because it's like, oh, okay.
You can bring stuff. I guess because earlier in the movie, Einstein, it's not like the chalk disappeared.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like once you've transferred it to something else in the room, it's like, okay, that's on there. So the dad is in handcuffs, so he's kind of incapacitated. But now Celeste knows everything, and now they're alone. And it's like, oh no, like this is what's about to happen. It's a little bit scary because it's like, oh, we don't know what this guy is capable of. Like, he's been on the run. He's a kidnapper. What is his plan for her? What was his plan for Brigitte Bardot? Like, oh no.
It's like he's cuffed behind his back, right? But he like slithers his way and gets him around his feet and into his front. And then he like is going to go like almost to strangle her. Right. Yeah. And she manages to toss it. Oh, we forgot she was taking self-defense classes. We forgot to explain that earlier in the movie. Yeah.
They spend a lot of time on that. It doesn't feel like it's important until we get to this moment.
Yeah, and she's like she like grabs him and is like dangling him out the window, and they're like pretty high up, and she's like, "You need to tell me who my mother is." And this kind of stuff, it's cool as hell. And he like overpowers her, but then she takes another bite of a banana and brings in champion French wrestler who like wrestles him to the ground. It's like, it's cool stuff.
It's actually really cool. It's like a movie that spans genres. Like supposed to be a kid's film, really, really dark drama for some of it. Then it's sci-fi with this banana thing. Now it's like, actually kind of a really good action movie. Yeah,
because it's like you're getting different styles of fighting. Yeah. Like her trainer comes in at one point and like she's fighting the dad.
Yeah.
So her trainer basically gets her fake dad, the kidnapper, like pinned, and he's like biting at her. So she grabs a newspaper and like stuffs it in his mouth, right? And there's only so long you can hold a bit of banana in your mouth before it like basically dissolves into slime, and you just have to swallow it.
Yeah.
It happens again, and Celeste has to swallow the banana piece. But that's when she sees in the newspaper there's like a notice about this like traveling magic troupe.
Yeah.
That looks cool as hell, and it's like the picture is like their horse-drawn carriage with like all the gear and stuff hanging off of it, and there's like 5 magicians up front with different styles of magic: the potion maker or the prestidigitator and
the witch. There's also like a strong man, which I don't know why he like it's less magic troupe and more like circus at that point.
Right.
But still,
they have a
she's
lot
like
in common.
Exactly. So she's like, okay.
So the next time she takes a bit of banana and she's like thinks of the whole magic troupe.
Yeah.
And then all 5 of them are there in the room.
And the horses, which it's chaos.
Yeah, it's cool. It reminded me of that. Never mind, this film bro comment again.
No, do it.
I was just going to say it reminded me of the night at the opera when all the people are in the little cabin on the boat. But
incredible. And that sounds great. And I'm never going to watch it.
But anyway, so there's a ton of people in this room and kind of like they're magic people. So like they're kind of unfazed by this. Like this kind of stuff happens to them all the time.
They're like, oh, teleporting bananas. Like,
right. Yeah. The strongman like sits on the bad guy and he's like, you do what this little girl says. And she's like, tell me who my mother is. And he's kind of like, all the color drains out of his face. And he says, it's her. And he points to the witch.
Yeah.
And it's like classic witch, right? With the like dirty, scraggly hair and the pointy hat and stuff. Very cool.
Yeah.
The witch is like, huh? Mother? I had a daughter once, but she died 10 years ago. But then she looks into Celeste's face and she sees like, that's her. That's my daughter.
Yeah. They look, because she looks like, again, she's put on this like classic weird like witch look for this performance, but they can like see each other through all the makeup and through all the age.
And in fact, it's the same 10-year-old actress, just in old age makeup, witch makeup.
And they don't make her any taller. They just put her in the witch makeup and she's looking at herself.
Oh, that's why this woman never came back to the apartment she used to live in where she delivered the daughter or whatever. She's like, they told me that the man who took you had killed you. This is a grim story.
It's really
like,
dark.
I thought I lost
he killed you for your powers.
my powers, he's like, yeah, this dude is like, he never had magic powers, but he was always obsessed with the occult, you know, and he wanted to use my bloodline for his own sinister purposes.
Yeah,
and she's like,
specifically regarding Bridget Bardot for some reason.
And then that's when you hear the kidnapper father figure say, I just wanted to bring Bridget Bardot here to educate her about the beauty of different people's differences so she can accept people of all walks of life. And
which is a weird turn for this movie, because it's like, okay, wait, are we trying to make
Yeah.
him into a good guy now?
Yeah, he was like the arch villain who like is stealing babies and like menacing this young girl, but also like he's trying to make Bridget Bardot become a better person.
Right, he's like, nah, I was trying to put her on to diversity. And it's like, what are you talking? You're a kidnapper. What are we doing here?
People are complicated is what I'm learning from this movie. Like, you think someone's all good or all bad, and it's not. Everyone's kind of a mix.
And not just people are complicated, French movies are complicated.
Yes.
Like a lot of
Lot to
stuff,
chew on.
a lot of stuff going on in this movie. Even just like cinematically. Again, this whole dramatic scene is happening. There are still two horses like stomping on her bed, just breaking everything in the room. Like, it's wild work in there.
What she does is she says, I'll do it, but you have to let me go. I'll bring you Bridget Bardot, but you have to let me go. Be with my mom. Her mom, and it's a nice moment, her mom like goes and touches her on the cheek and says, I'll be there. And then she swallows the banana and her mom disappears.
Yeah.
But her dad is like kind of, they've come to an agreement. What she does next is she takes a bite of the brown banana and she summons Bridget Bardot and a Muslim man and an interracial couple. And they all like talk together. And Bridget Bardot realizes like, oh, these are good people.
Yeah.
You know, you
she
can't
sees
judge.
the error of her ways.
Right. So in that way, this is like a historical revisionism movie because
Very
Bridget
bad.
Bardot never did learn the error.
No, she was quite.
But it was
quite
her
bad
playing
about it.
herself in the movie.
So weird. Like, oh, I acknowledge that you all are thinking of these things are flaws, but I'm going to continue to hold these beliefs outside of the movie. But she's dead now, so
Yeah.
fine either way. Fine either way.
Good riddance. And then like right as she swallows the banana, those people disappeared, and then the door opens and it's her witch mother is there. And that's like the last final shot is them like embracing, and it's like, oh, that's so beautiful. Because we learned that the magic troupe was like in town, so she didn't have to go that far to like, and she knew where the apartment was because she used to live there or whatever.
And
but
like the troupe is behind her, like her mother. They're
the
ready
horses
to
in the
bring
hallway,
her into the
which
fold.
is interesting.
Yes, and it's just, despite how like weird and kind of all over the place this movie was, like that was beautiful. Like it's
It
this
was
little
beautiful.
girl. She's hugging herself basically.
Yeah, how'd they do that with the filmically? Like, because it was her
True.
face was in must have superimposition of her face with like a body double actor maybe.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's pretty good for the 70s.
So true. So true.
Loved it. Great job picking out this movie.
Thank
It
you
was
so
one of the
much.
best.
It's definitely a deep cut. I can see why it didn't get a release internationally or nationally. I think they actually did scrap this one in France too.
Yeah.
Probably like partially due to Bridget Bardot's like insistence that it not come out. She was
Right.
like,
She's a very powerful woman.
yeah, very powerful, and she was like, this movie shows me repenting from being racist, and that's actually not something
never
I
gonna
want to
do
do.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cut it, scrap it.
Yeah, but somehow a copy of the movie made its way to the forgotten video store.
As so many do. And we're all better for it.
Well said. To end the show, I like to do something called plugs and shout outs. So like anything you want to promote,
Okay.
you have the opportunity to do that, or anything you want to shout out, just anything you want to discuss, like shine a light on, that's great too. For example, I'd like to shout out In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
They
so-
like to advertise their milkshakes as, quote, made with real ice cream. No shit. Like, what else are you going to make them
What
out
else
of?
would it be made with, dog? Are you sure?
Yeah, good for you, In-N-Out Burger. Do you have anything you want to plug or shout out?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Plug. Oh wait, I'll shout out Breakfast because she's over here on
Breakfast.
the mic again. Breakfast
almost her
is my
birthday.
roommate's cat. It's almost my It's almost her birthday and almost my birthday. I'll shout out my birthday as well.
Yeah, thanks
But I
for
don't wanna
bringing
date
breakfast to the studio.
this. Absolutely. So shout out to Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Aw. And then plug. Honestly, whenever this comes out, the way to stay most up to date with me is on my LinkedIn. And I know that's embarrassing. And one of my friends does make fun of me for having once called myself the premier LinkedIn baddie of our friend group. But to be fair, I only said it because it's true. and I'm gonna be on there, and you'll see what I'm up to.
You're with the business bros.
I am. That's why I can't be a film
You're with
bro.
the
I'm
corporate
too busy.
crew.
I'm too busy being a corpo scumbag to be a film bro.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn, I guess.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Annie, so much. I love going to the video store with you, and
It was so
it's
fun. I would love to go again. It was great.
Hey, thanks a bunch for listening to this episode of Forgotten Video Store. Tell all the cinema aficionados and movie dorks in your life about this podcast. Leave me a review if you feel like it. And don't forget to follow this show, because next week I've got an episode about a forgotten 1990s action movie starring the members of the Danish dance pop group Aqua. Forgotten Video Store is a slop-free zone. We never use any AI for any part of the production of this podcast, not even the hastily photoshopped episode art. More than Doug Lyman can say. The music in this episode is Funky Energy Loop and Urban Gauntlet by Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. Okay, bye!